Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is your Premier League Game Week 1 score predictions. Weekly series here on the channel as any content to film, and this could be good. You could enjoy it. You can react to my takes, my score predictions. There will be other stuff as well. But let's start this off, as I'm currently filming this at 4 a.m. because I had no other time to film it, and I want to get this up. So, Liverpool versus Bournemouth up first. Bournemouth go into this season. Liverpool. Sorry about that. Liverpool go into this season off the bat of Premier League champions. They've signed Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Rabad Sangehi, and Leone. They've signed Ekatike, who I wanted at Chelsea real bad. And they're also linked with Rodrigo. But this isn't a table prediction. So, then we have Bournemouth. Bournemouth has lost a lot of their good defenders this summer. Zabani to PSG. Dean Hulsen off to Real Madrid. Milos Kukis off to Liverpool. They brought in Badofe Diakite from Los Lille. And they're linked to other defenders as well to try to avoid what they kind of lost. They signed Petrovic, who I do not rate. But yeah. Score prediction was, I do think Liverpool will win this quite easily though, because Liverpool are just a better side. I'm going with 3-1 Liverpool. Now let's move on to the Saturday 12 p.m. kickoff. Newcastle United versus Aston Villa. Two clubs who have had polar opposite transfer windows. Newcastle's been rejected by 55 players. Aston Villa has signed Gesson, who I rate highly, from OGC Nice. They're linked with Hector Fort. They've also signed Boza from French League as a backup goalkeeper for Martinez if he stays at the club. They're also closing in on a few signings as well. They sold Ramsey to Newcastle. Will not be ready for the game, by the way, according to reports. Newcastle has signed Ramsey. They've signed Elanga and Thior. Thior is a very solid centre-back, by the way. Very solid. And he'll help them massively. Obviously, Aston Villa's coming off the back of another good season, getting Europa League football. Newcastle getting 5th. Getting Champions League. And yeah, no one wants to join them. Isaac is going to be leaving. He will not be playing in the Aston Villa game to open up the season. Most likely. Now, will that affect Newcastle? Yes. Do I think Elanga, do I think Thior and Ramsey are enough? No. They need a striker. Maybe linked with Visser. Visser wants to join. They're also linked with Jackson and other names. But score prediction wise, I'm gonna go with a Villa win here. 2-1 Villa. 2-1 or 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-1, but I will not be surprised if it ends up 2-0. Now on to the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Tottenham v Burnley. I'm going to keep this nice and short, since Tottenham's going to sign Savino. They're probably going to sign Eze. They were going to sign MCW, Morgan Gibbs White, but guess what? Marinas. Yeah. Funny story that. Leading to Jackson. But once again, this isn't really a transfer update video, but I did want to kind of bring up some signings. As we are in the transfer window. So, might as well. Burnley, on the other hand, have lost James Trafford. They bought in Vief from, I forgot what German club. If you can remember, let me know in the comments. They signed Jaden Anthony on a permanent deal. They signed Hartman from Burnley from Feyenoord on a fee. So yeah, like they've signed good players, but I do not think Scott Parker will keep them up. Nor do I think Scott Parker will cook up a 11, a tactical solution to beat Tottenham. I'm going with a Tottenham 4-0 win. 4-0 win. Now on to Sunderland versus West Ham. I will not be going into the signings for the rest of the games, unless if it's Chelsea, of course, but because I'm a Chelsea fan. Makes sense. As this video will be too long. Sunderland coming off the back of a playoff final win against Sheffield United, 2-1 winners. Had a good season. They come into this transfer window very aggressive. On the other hand, we have West Ham, who's had a mediocre Premier League season for their standards. Graham Potter's come in, putting a bit of a stamp. I mean, look, like, you can't really blame Graham Potter. The West Ham score kind of sucks. Score prediction was, I do think 2-1 Sunderland. I think Sunderland will have enough to win their first game back in the Prem. I do not think West Ham will be up for it. 2-1 Sunderland. On to the 5 PM kickoff. Wolverhampton fucking Wanderers versus Manchester City. Yes, now what do I think is going to happen here, you may be asking? Well, very easy. Wolves. I think Wolves win this game. I don't think Man City are as good anymore. They've shown it last season that they can play shit, that the players are not up for it, that the players do need moving on. They will not move on, the older players. I don't see them doing any better this season. Wolves. 3-2 winners. 3-2. I think Wolves, even after losing Cunha, will still have enough quality to keep them up. They still have Strand Larson. They still have Agbadu. They still have a goalkeeper who will keep them up in Jose Sarr. They still have a good pivot of Bogard. And who's the other guy? Andre. Yes, they lost Nuri. But they are looking at ambitious replacements. I think Wolves do well this season. I don't see them going down. 3-2 Wolves. I think they win this game. Now the Sunday 2 PM kickoffs. This is going to be interesting then, isn't it? Let's start off with Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. What you can watch live on Sky Sports Plus. No advertisement. No promotion. No sponsorship, yeah. How do I think this game will go then? Obviously, Brentford's lost Thomas Frank to Tottenham. They've also lost Mbeumo to Man United, many others. That will be a major hit for them. But I still think with Brentford bringing in many names to replace they've lost, I still think they stay up. Best in relegation talk? No. Nah. They're too comfortable. Playing style-wise. And they still look good without Mbeumo, without Thomas Frank, Will they be able to beat Forest? Well, I think it'll be a draw. First draw of the video. 1-1. I don't think it'll be a exciting game. Now, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Live on Sky Sports Premier League. Sky Sports main event. Biggest club always gets the opening weekend TV coverage. Thank you, Sky Sports. For once. Yeah. Chelsea. They signed a Hugo. They've signed Esteval Willian 2 years ago, but still. Yeah, Pedro, Delap, Gittins, they're about to sign Garnacho. They signed Hato. They're about to sign Xavi Simons. We are looking way too strong, man. Way too strong. I think we beat Palace quite easily. Obviously, Palace will have a full eye set on the Conference League playoffs. Ha 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 ha! By the way, ha 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 ha! Imagine being in the Conference League. Can never be Chelsea. 4-0. Well, am I being a bit too ambitious? A bit too. 2-0 winners. 2-0 Chelsea. I think. 2-0. If it's 4, I will not be surprised. Arsenal v Man United. I see this as a draw once again. I think Man United strengthened quite well. And Arsenal have signed a Portuguese league merchant in Victor Gyökeres. They've signed one defender. They signed Zubimendi. They signed Kepa. They will probably not get Eze. But that was such a point of this game. So what do I see this game being then? 1-1. I don't think there'll be any goals in it. I don't think there'll be many goals. 1-1. And I do think it'll be a rocky start for Arsenal and Man United going into this season. Now the last game of game week number 1. Leeds United versus Everton. Now this is an interesting game, isn't it? Leeds coming into this season after winning the championship. However, past championship winners has always been the ones to struggle the most. The last side to stay out from the championship were in fact the playoff winners with Nottingham Forest a few years ago. But once again, this is a Game Week 1 predictions video, not a predict the league table, predict who's going to struggle video. If you want to see my Premier League predictions, check out early morning on Monday. I should have up by then. Or I do it Tuesday, just so I can see how teams are playing and take it off there, because there's no point me predicting now when I don't even know how teams are actually playing. So yeah, you'll get to at some point early next week, Tuesday or Monday. I see this being a draw. Now, I think Everton have done well this transfer window. I think Leeds need some work still, but they're making some decent signings, some smart signings like Son Longstaff, of course. David Moyes has had a very, very, very dodgy pre-season. Christian Felker will go into the season confident after getting a 1-0 draw against AC Milan. That will be a confidence booster. I see it being a 2-2 draw. Am I being a bit high scoring there? Maybe. But do I see it? 100%. But yes, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you did go and enjoy, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Reminder, watch along on my Twitch tomorrow for Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Make sure you're there. Link is in the description. we will have a bunch of prediction games. We're going to have a bunch of fun tomorrow. So make sure you're there. There will be no watch along for Aston Villa as I'm out watching a football game. There'll be a watch along for Man City Wolves. There'll be a watch along for Man United Arsenal. So don't worry, there'll be a lot of watch alongs this week. Even Leeds United versus Everton I'm actually considering as well. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support as well. Love you all so much. Stay happy and peace.